Alrighty, welcome to the first video of a series of videos that I'm going to do on these heaters. And this first video that I'm going to do, we're actually going to do a tear down of the unit, and we're going to do a pre-run inspection. I still have to get some diesel fuel. Hopefully I'll be getting that today to be able to actually run it through its first test. But for now, I do want to do a tear down. I do want to take a look at everything, and I want to make sure that everything is in order. While I do this, I will show you the reasons why I chose the model that I chose. Hopefully I don't forget anything, because there was a lot of little different things that I was looking for. One of the things was the controller, and I'm not going to spin it around, but this one has a blue controller, which is actually the controller I really wanted. The ad showed a red controller that I hadn't seen anywhere, posted anywhere. So I was kind of a little confused with that. However, the red controller didn't come with it, the blue one did. So that was a win for me. I didn't really choose a white housing. I wanted either a red or a black one. I prefer black, but that is what it is. I mean, what does a can of spray paint cost, right? If I'm not concerned with it, which I'm not. So the controller was a big thing. Like I said, the remote was also a big thing. I didn't want one of the, it's real popular that they come with, it's just a remote with no screen. Some of them I think have 2 buttons, others I think I've seen have 4. I wanted one with the screen, and I wanted this particular one with the screen because out of all the videos I've watched, and folks, I have watched hours upon hours upon hours of videos on these, and most of them have good luck with this style of remote here. And again, a difference in the sale. When I bought this, it showed that this was a red one, an identical red one, but instead they sent me the black one, which I'm pleased with. I'm absolutely thrilled that I got the black remote and the blue controller. So not that it's that big of a deal. The controllers are most of them are the same. You know, there's only a couple of them that I've seen that's really different. About 3 of them I've seen that's really different. There's one with just a rotary knob. You really can't go in and do any fine adjustments on it. There's another one that's got a rotary knob, but it talks. It's a talking one. Those seem to be pretty rare. And then there's, like I say, there's a couple styles of the 5-button variants like this here is. And then there's a black one that's got like 3 buttons, if I'm not mistaken, on it. So, and you know, I'm sure that most of them are just fine. However, the highest quantity of them have this style here, and the display, which you'll see in later videos when I have it turned on. You'll notice the display is a common display among these. So anyway, let me get off of that part of it. I also wanted 2 specific things. Of course, I wanted a muffler. Okay, so this one came with the muffler, and they call these air intake silencers. Okay, and they go to the air intake of the combustion chamber. And folks, that's not really a silencer. What that is more of is a filter. Okay, will it silence it? Well, there's people that have actually used decibel meters and put it to the test, and it was actually louder with that installed than without it. So, which I could see why, because you're sucking air through a lot of air through small holes, so that's going to make noise. But that, to me, is more functionable as an air filter, which I will use it for. So that was the accessories, if you will, to the unit that I was concerned with. Now let's get to the unit itself. The housing was a big consideration to me. They make a unit that is shorter and a little wider. Okay, the tank sits off to the side. Instead of the tank being on top of the heater, the tank sits off to the side of it, and it's a different style tank. It might even be a little larger tank, to be honest, but it's like a side-by-side setup. And the main difference that I see in that housing is attached by screws all around the front and the back of it. And so you got to take all those screws out in order to get that housing off. And what I'm going to show you on this particular housing is you just take off your fuel cap. Okay, just pull that off first. And then you've got 4 clips. You've got 2 on this side. 2 on the other side. Let me grab those. Here, let me get this silencer and muffler and stuff off of here. And the housing just raises right up and off. So pretty simple there to get the housing off. There's not much to that. So what I am actually going to do is I'm going to stop the camera, change position of it so you can get a real good close-up of what it is that I'm going to be doing. And I'll do my best to explain stuff the best possible as I go through. And again, I'm absolutely thrilled with this unit. It is everything that I wanted in one of these units. And I'll show you those little things that I noticed as we go through the video here. Okay, as you can see, I put the cap back on the tank. That's to make sure that no foreign objects or, you know, foreign diplomats or anything like that get inside the tank, because we sure don't want Putin in my tank, because we need to be Putin diesel in there and not diplomats. So anyway, enough with the nonsense. So I've got connectors on the back of here, and I was going to tell you there's little things about this particular unit that I really liked. And not all the units are made the same. So this one actually has these nice little thumb screw connectors on the back of it, and it does come with a little harness that it comes with that does have the eyelets on it for those connectors. So I thought that was a nice little touch. So what I'm going to do first is I am going to pull the fuel line from the fuel pump. Okay, so this is the output. The top is the output of the fuel pump. Now at some point when I can afford it, this will get changed. This hose here will go to a white hose. I may have to, there's plenty of hose there. I may have to cut that, because I do would like to get that off. Yeah, let's see, I think I will. There's plenty of hose there for me just to cut that. So I'll cut it and put it back on there. It's a tight fit, I'll tell you that. And then I'll just take my knife here. Trying to do it without cutting myself. That's always a plus. There we go. Sorry about that. And then, you know, I'm not going to attempt to get that bottom off like that, because I already know that the bottom will come off the tank, because I've already pulled it off of there. So the line is a little bigger, or the barb I should say is a little bigger on that. So anyway, I'm going to set the tank off to the side. We've got the fuel pump disconnected completely. What I wanted to do, let's pull the connector. You just push it in and pull it, and simple enough. And then what I wanted to do, I just wanted to pull this out of its housing. There's a number written on here, and I'm pretty sure there should be a number. I'm pretty sure this one's going to be marked 22. Now, this is the output on the top. You want the output on the top, the input on the bottom. Okay? And there should be, the numbers are right here. And it's 22. I don't know if you can see that very well in the camera or not. But this is a dosing pump. And so that's the size of the dosing pump. This is a 22, and most of them are 22s. Now there are ways to silence these, depending upon how loud mine is. I may choose to silence it or may not, depending on how bad it is. So that's pretty simple. That just plugs in there, easy enough. I'm going to get these wires out of the way, okay? Got another little clip here, another harness. And I'm going to go ahead, if it'll come easy, I'm going to go ahead and pop it. Yeah, easy enough anyway. So that's all out of the way, and that's kind of what I was trying to do, was just get it out of the way. Now, got a piece of tape on that. This metal piece here just pops up and comes out. Okay? Simple enough. There's not much to it. And then the hose will hold it. I'm going to pull the holes through. And there you go. Now on the bottom of the unit, there's going to be 4 screws. And we're not going to pull those loose, but I am going to show them to you. If I wanted to remove the heater itself out of the housing, I just pull those 4 screws, and then the heater is free to come out of the housing. So, but we're not going to take the heater out of the housing. I don't see a need for that. We're pretty much done, because I'm not going to pull the heater apart. So you pop off the end, off the air intake in, okay? You just pop that off, and then this top section will pull up and slide forward and come out. So there you go. They're pretty simple. There's not a whole lot of parts to be concerned with on them. Okay, here's your input right here, as you see. And then right over here, you're going to have a temperature sensor, and you can buy replacements for those. Right here's your glow plug. Okay, under this rubber boot here, you pull this rubber boot up, and there's a glow plug under it. So I promise you, it will pull up. There you go. And there's a glow plug under there. So, they also are easy to get. You can find them on both Amazon, eBay, wherever you choose. This here is the computer, the main board, okay? And I'm not going to pull it up off of here, but it's pretty well simple. And again, it's another component that you can get. As far as visual inspection of this unit, I want to make sure that this spins freely and that there's nothing interfering with that. If there's the slightest interference with that turning, you will get an error code. So just making sure that there's absolutely nothing rubbing up against it or anything like that seems fine to me. So everything looks good as far as the unit's concerned. I don't see any issues. The unit looks like it's made fine. I don't see anything concerning about the construction or anything like that. Nothing noticeably loose or anything of that nature to be concerned with. And that's pretty much it. Now, if you wanted to take your control loose, that is this right here, and I would have to pull this, and I don't really want to do that. But you just simply, another connector here. You pull that connector. If I didn't have that zip tie there, then I could simply pull all this front. I don't know if you can see it. No, you really can't. Hang on, let me put my knife away. Let me spin this. This controller, you can actually come up out of here like that. That's the little holder for it. So if I cut that zip tie, that controller would be free. I would probably have to pull this mounting thing off to get that through there. You can also take the pins out if you wanted to go that route, but anyway, it'd be easier to pull the screws, to be honest. So that is the makeup of a Chinese diesel heater, and incredible devices. I have a lot of experience with a slightly different variant, much larger variant. It was one that was used in a shop, a hydraulic shop that I was a mechanic in, and it ran on used motor oil. Now, you wouldn't be able to run this unit directly on used motor oil, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that would fall it out pretty fast. However, you could actually mix some motor oil with some gasoline, thin out the oil a little bit, you know, get it roughly the same viscosity as kerosene or diesel fuel, and it would burn it all day long. So don't try burning gasoline in these. That's not going to work out well. But kerosene, diesel fuel, and if you had no other choice, you could thin down some motor oil with some gasoline to about the same viscosity, and you'd be able to burn it through it as well. So, you know, like any other type of machine, you know, you take care of it, it will take care of you. There's as we go through these videos, I will start giving links. I'm not going to on this particular video, but I'm going to start giving links on, there's 2 channels that I urge you to watch. All the videos they have in their series on these diesel heaters, because they are extremely thorough with their information about them, and there is a lot of information out there about them. And I'm telling you, for SHTF, for what I see coming at us like a freight train, man, these are the way to go, because the fuel consumption isn't too bad. Now, I'm not talking about everybody. I mean, if you've got a fireplace or wood stove or whatever, you're already good to go. You don't have anything to worry about. But there's a lot of us out there, you know, especially like apartment dwellers and, you know, people that rent, which we rent. This is a house, but we rent it. So we can't just do anything we want. I can't just go throw a wood stove, you know, and that's not an option. So I have to come up with an alternative form of heating that I can do, and at the same time not do anything, you know, major to be able to deploy said heat. You know, in other words, I don't have to change anything. All I have to do is I've got to build the exhaust pipe, the continuation of the exhaust pipe, and then I want to build a thing that goes underneath the window. You just put it underneath the window and the exhaust to connect up to it, and it'll be that simple. It'll be that easy. So that is what is actually in the works, and I am going to finish putting this together, and then I will get started on another video as soon as I get some diesel fuel. So there you go. There's a quick teardown, quick explanation of why I chose this particular model, and hopefully you learned something from it, and hopefully I can make some good content on these in the future. So hope you all have a good day. Shalom.